This is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
All right, 10 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. One of the easiest questions we get is, what is your demographic? And it's easy because we have a university in our listening area, and we have retirement communities, I should say, in our listening area. So we get them really young, and well, I don't want to say really old, but we get people who are up there in age, right? And you know how we know that? When we give away prizes, it's kind of interesting. Like if we give away the pub crawl prize,
yes,
then all the kids call in, right? All the young people, right. I want to do the pub crawl, right? you give away tickets to something like, let me think of something. We don't have Cypress Gardens anymore, but like Silver Springs.
Yeah, Silver Springs.
A ride in a glass bottom boat. Yeah. Okay, pretty much you're going to get 60, 70-year-old people who want to win that prize. So that's how we know, right? However, the one thing that probably is true for the young and the old is your money. You probably all want to know what to do now so that in the future you are okay or better off with your money than you might have been otherwise, right? There's a book that I want to direct you to. We're going to talk about it right now. It's called Muscular Portfolios, The Investing Revolution for Superior Returns with Lower Risk. Brian Livingston is the author of the book. He's got a load of credentials. Then, if I could just brag a little bit, he's a contributing editor to PC World, CNET, InfoWorld, eWeek, the Windows Secrets newsletter. He's the recipient of the Award for Technical Excellence from the National Microcomputer Managers Association, and he's an investment strategist. You probably knew that just from what I told you already. Brian Livingston, it's an honor to have you on our show. Good morning, sir.
Nice to be with you, Larry.
Where are you calling from?
I'm in Los Angeles, California at the moment.
The cover of your book has 3 golden pots of cash. I would like to have one of them, please. Thank you very much.
Well, you're certainly welcome to have the book.
So how do I get my golden pots of cash? How do I do that?
Well, one thing that I feel people need to know is that we're going to be having a bear market in the U.S. before too much longer. This is one of the longest bull markets in U.S. history. It's more than 9.5 years long. And after every bull market, there's always a bear market. The S&P 500 goes down 30, 40, 50% every 10 years on the average. And I think people are not prepared for what to do when the market starts turning south.
Ah, okay. And so how do we prepare for that? And does it depend on how much we earn?
Well, whether you're working and you're saving money so you can someday quit your job and have fun, or you're retired and you're trying to make your money last, the key we found is that keeping your losses small helps you to grow more over the long run. So using the wisdom of people like Jack Bogle, who founded Vanguard, of Mebane Faber, who wrote the book, The Ivy Portfolio, we now know from 21st century science how to keep losses small even when the S&P 500 is crashing 50% or more, as it did just in 2008. That is a muscular portfolio. Get your gains, make your money while the market is going up, and then keep yourself from losing too much in the crash that's sure to come without using any market timing. Just using a well-diversified portfolio of low-cost index funds. Okay.
Now, does that advice differ? I kind of established in the opening that we have a young audience and an old audience. We have kind of both. So does that advice differ for those two groups?
No, it's really the same for people who are working and saving and people who are retired. You want to have low-cost index funds, not pay fees to anyone, manage your own money yourself, and build up your money by compounding it over your lifetime and saving it during your retirement years. You don't have to have high-priced advisors. You don't have to pay expensive hedge funds.
That's good.
You can do this completely free.
I think 401ks are good as long as you're investing in the bank and not in the stock market. And I know sometimes companies give you a choice. Do you just want to have your money with your employer's money matched to go to the stock market or just in a bank? And I would prefer a bank.
Well, one thing that we benefit from today as investors that we've never had before is you can buy index funds that will charge you 1 fraction of a % per year to hold them. And previously, holding stocks could be very expensive. You could pay big fees to buy them, big fees to sell them. That now is gone. We live in a time when you can trade index funds for no commission fee at all, and you can hold them for as little as 1/20% per year. So now low-cost investing is really available to anyone, but there are thousands of low-cost index funds. Which ones do you buy? Our website, muscularportfolios.com, is the first site to give away the signals of which ones are correct to hold now and which ones to avoid, absolutely free. You can go there, look at it once a month, decide if you are holding the right things, turn off your computer, go out and have fun.
Okay, and that's available now, but wasn't always available, right? I mean, didn't we need a professional at one time, and maybe we still do, but I mean, more so then than now? Let me go back 20 years. I don't remember anything like what you're talking about.
No, the muscularportfolios.com website has only become fully available this year. Now, if you need a will, you need to pay somebody to help you draft it. If you need a generation skipping trust or something like that, hire a professional. But you don't need to pay hedge funds. You don't need to pay financial advisors anymore. Financial advice of which low-cost index funds to hold is now free on the web.
How much is the minimum investment amount that each person needs to invest?
You know, companies are lowering their minimum requirement all the time. The Fidelity Investments now has a requirement of only $1, and you can get started with an account. One of the very low-cost brokerage firms out there, folioinvesting.com, has a minimum of only $250. It's really available to almost everyone.
That's pretty amazing, because sometimes you think you have to invest thousands of dollars to find a return.
No, now we have a revolution for investors. It's low cost. You don't have to pay any fees to anyone. You can get 99.9% of the gain of any asset class out there, like the S&P 500 or developed countries or emerging markets, with a low-cost index fund that has very, very low fees. So I advise anyone to get started, put a little bit of money in there, and see how easily you can make your money grow without having to pay these hedge fund fees, these advisor fees. You now can do it all by yourself.
Would this be helpful for somebody, let's say, who owns a business, has employees, but can't really participate in some of the traditional investment programs? You know, like this radio station. There's only a few of us here,
yes,
underneath the owners, of course. And they can't set up like a 401k, for example,
to match.
Well, that's the great thing. People can use it in a 401k, or they can use a Muscular portfolio in an IRA that they set up themselves. They can set up a Roth IRA, which is tax-free. You don't have to have a company-sponsored plan. You can have an individually managed plan like an IRA. That is why these new minimums that are so low allow anybody to get started. Even people in the federal government who are federal employees or in the military, they have a savings plan, and they can only make a change in their portfolio twice a month. That is perfect for a Muscular portfolio because it requires you to only check the website once a month. Some months there's nothing to do because you already have the portfolio that you had the last month, and you turn off your computer and you go outside and do whatever you're going to do with your life. Sometimes there's one change. You should sell one ETF that's not doing so well anymore. You should buy another index fund that's now doing better. That is very, very simple, even for someone who is limited to making changes in their IRA only once every month.
The book is called Muscular Portfolios. That's also the website, muscularportfolios.com. I have a copy of the book. You can get it on Amazon, and I think you can get it on the website as well. Am I right about that?
The website leads you to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and other booksellers that you can choose from.
Okay, it's in the top 100, by the way, right now on Amazon, yeah, in the financial risk management category. Let me give this one away real quickly. Good morning. You've got the book. Who's this?
Larry, this is Judy. I bought the book.
You got it. It'll be waiting for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Brian, thank you for sharing this with us. I think you're going to have a lot of people who are changing the way they prepare for the future with this new technology, I guess I'll call it. Thank you, Brian.
It's been great talking with you, Larry.
You too. And we'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Chris Foster. We're about to hear Christine Blasey Ford tell members of the Senate Judiciary Committee in her own words that Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh sexually assaulted her in high school.
As for other new allegations, Kavanaugh's attorney Beth Wilkinson says,
you have to question the motives when they come forward with the most salacious, most outrageous allegations the day before the hearing.
In prepared testimony, Judge Kavanaugh says he believes Dr. Ford may have been sexually assaulted by some person in some place at some time, but that he has never done that to her or anyone.
Fox's Rachel Sutherland. The Chinese government denies President Trump's claim it's trying to interfere in the 2018 election because